are these people?
We need to talk to those people. We need to talk to the people that are most impacted by U.S. imperialism, and the Bronx is the place to do that, right? Because I don't want to be in Midtown Manhattan, in New York City. I don't know where. Remind me where y'all are based out of.
I'm over in Denver.
Yeah, so he's in Denver. I'm actually in Jersey City, so I'm right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
see it. I see it all. Like I know all about. I've been through Brooklyn. Like I have friends in Brooklyn, and I know like what.
Been a while since
I'm actually like I'm friends with Lucy, who I believe who is there. Right?
Yeah,
she's actually part of the network.
Yeah, and I formally met Lucy like in person at the demo on Monday.
Yes, she's great. I met her a couple times.
Yeah, she's awesome. But so if you're from the New York City area, you know that a lot of these demonstrations take place in Midtown or downtown, and it's just like these really wealthy individuals that live in the area, or they'll be tourists, and it's like you're not growing the anti-war, anti-imperialist movement by holding demonstrations there. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you're not gonna get a Wall Street guy to just stop and listen to your message, right? Like, it just, for me, it was always like, why are we here? This makes no sense. Like,
it's just like a minor inconvenience. Yeah,
exactly. They're just like, oh, I'm just trying to get to work, right? They're not, like, they're not going to, buy into the message that, we need to end these wars because they're most, it's the poor and working class that are most impacted, right? Like, that message will resonate in the Bronx, right? That message resonates in poor and working class neighborhoods. So
that's what makes this terribly insidious, because like it's in a poor, like marginalized neighborhood.
Absolutely. Sorry. So anyway, I was actually at the demo in DC this on Saturday. I spoke at that that church venue where you were just showing the videos. And I was really tired. I did like a day trip on Saturday, and it wasn't until Sunday morning that I saw this flyer online. Probably it was Twitter that I saw it. Because I can't stand to subscribe to AOC's newsletter. Like, it's just bullshit. Like, it's
soul crushing.
It's like it's just so cringy. So
one time me and Lucy, we signed up for, like, she had like this like text we thought we had like a idea to like prank her to like her recruitment team or whatever. And we signed up for like her text message. I still get her text messages to this day. Like, hey, it's Team AOC, and like I signed up with a fake name. I think it was like Cosmo or something. And I still get those texts. It's like, hey, it's Team AOC. We're here to fight.
Take your money.
Yeah.
I really regret giving my phone number to Bernie Sanders. Like, I definitely was. I fell for his bullshit in 2016 and 2020.
Oh, we all did.
We all
gave him my phone number, so now like the DNC has my list, and like I get these messages from like all these Democrats, and I'm just like I don't know what to do about it. Anyway, so I see this flyer on Twitter or social media, something like that, and I immediately text some of the folks that I know in the Bronx Green Party. There are folks that like I've met at demonstrations and things like that, and I was like, let's organize a protest to demonstrate that there's opposition to this. We can't let her get away with this. And what you were saying earlier, Greg, is that it's so insidious, not only because of the fact that 3 years ago she did this whole performance in Congress that she was against predatory recruitment tactics online, but also Jacobin wrote this article about headlined like AOC wants to get military recruiters out of school and she's right, or something along those lines. And yes, she's showing.
Yeah, I saw that. Jose posted that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I posted it too. Maybe Jose did as well. Whatever. Like, it's fine to show her hypocrisy. Like, yes, that's great. But like the damage that she is causing to these youth is like, that's what we really wanted to combat first and foremost. Like, we wanted to go outside and be at the entrance. And as the youth are like entering and exiting the building, we wanted to basically warn them that they're signing up for a potential death warrant when they're signing up to join the military. So less than 24 hours, we organized this and we went out. Like it literally happened so fast, so it wasn't like this like massively like well-planned thing. We're just like, let's just go out there, let's bring sound, let's bring signs.
You still got people out there.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Yeah, we got a good amount of people that came out. Because we've been around for like, a little under a year now. So this is now like our 4th or 5th demo that we've done in the Bronx. So since this proxy war really broke out in February of last year. So anyway, we got out there and we were talking to the students as they were walking in, like just highlighting the cases of Vanessa Guillen and also Ana Fernanda Basaldua Ruiz. She has a long name and I don't want to butcher it, but these are 2 young Latina women that were murdered in Fort Hood, a U.S. Army base in Texas. And we also, one of the protesters that joined us was someone named Mohammed Latifu, who's the brother of Abdul Latifu, who's from the Bronx. He was 21 years old, only working for the U.S. Army for 5 months before he was murdered on a U.S. Army base in Alabama. So he came out and joined us as well. So it was everyone that was there was from the Bronx, from AOC's district. Many of us, including myself, were former campaign volunteers. For folks to so for AOC to smear and malign us as like outside agitators,
crazy,
painting us as predators.
So offensive.
It's like we're like. Yeah, it's just completely just shows how low she'll go. She's just like
pathetic,
an ultimate gaslighter. To there is just everyone's just completely fuming because she victimizes herself in that video, and that's
she talks to you guys like children. She talks to you guys like she like so as if she offensive. Like has to know the. It's
like
insane.
what she got into Congress in 2018, right? Like it's not like we're all that age
I
now.
Didn't think
where
she was gonna be this bad.
It's because of us that like she's where she is right now. We're all like roughly the same age, within 10 years or so of each other. Like she's there because we got the message out. So like, I don't know. I'm just like,
let's watch a little bit.
Wait, politics is so crazy because people can just like wake up and make up whatever they want to say about you, and it'll be totally false, and people will just believe it, right? They'll just believe it. So today, someone made up a rumor that me, was hosting a military recruitment fair for high school.
Exactly what happened. Just gaslighting. Like,
does that sound like something I would do?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
No
actually.
shade to anybody, but just me.
See, and that's crazy. And that's crazy. She's just manipulative as fuck.
Yep. She's like mentally preparing your brain.
That's crazy.
Just, like, conditioning your
I
brain.
wouldn't do that to you. Like,
yeah, like I wouldn't do that. Look at me. I'm AOC. I'm the good, I'm the progressive darling. I'm the DSA socialist darling. Like I would never do that. It's just this like it's like the definition of gaslighting.
Yeah, for sure. 100% gaslighting.
She does what she can to like slip in like whatever smears that she has. Like watch.
Yeah.
After some of these
she was coached beforehand. 100%.
Forming and spreading.
Again with this fucking platforming bullshit. I'm fucking tired of the platforming excuse thing.
Just this completely false claim. It circulated big. Like there was one account where like 12,000 people liked it. And then it started to send strangers from outside of our community, completely not from the Bronx, to drive to this high school and try to enter this high school with children inside.
Literal violence going to a high school. Violence, pure violence.
So not only are we from the Bronx, but we're teachers. I'm a public school teacher myself in the Bronx. We had like veterans that were there. We had family members of young Black and Latino youth that were murdered on U.S. military bases. We had public school parents that were there as well, just advocating against this like indoctrination by the U.S. military. So for her to just paint us as these like like I said, the outside agitator narrative, which is like a very well known strategy to basically shut down any type of dissent, and it's usually criticism from the left.
And I would say like it's just like a pattern of hers is just to like make shit up. It just like it reminds me so much of when there was like the kids in cages thing, and like you saw the like fake pictures. Like that's like the energy is like she's just like lying all the time. Or like 1-6 when she said she was right there and she was over in Katie Porter's freaking office. It's just like all she does just lies upon lies upon lies. Like I wouldn't do that. Man, I would not want to be your kid.
And it's always reframing it and normalizing it as something else. It's always like, oh, it's not that. It's
not the same thing.
She calls it like a student
theater.
Services fair, which
it's
is what
all theater.
I'm trying to understand.
As enlistment recruiters, like it's just not the same thing. They're two different.
But to be clear, like I wasn't there. She was doing military recruitment. Like that's obvious, like what it was.
That's what it was. And
like so I saw a post from Gaijin Girl that said that they were letting students in, they weren't letting the parents in. So do you know any more about that, Richie? Like were they like basically trying to get kids to like get enrolled in like the program, or at least peeked about it without their parents being like, yo, that's a terrible fucking mistake?
So
there's a video here of a like this is one of the parents, I believe, right? And she was blocked.
Yeah, so the original flyer said that the event was open to, I forgot exactly the wording, but it says something along the lines of like anyone that's really interested in learning more about, these services that we're offering. I think it's the other flyer. There was two versions of the flyer that were released.
Yeah, I remember seeing the other one.
Yeah, so in the other version, it'll say that, it says that anyone, it literally says open to anyone.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a sign up and registration link. So, a lot of us did sign up. We kind of had a two-pronged strategy where, we were, some of us were staying outside. Some of us were trying to get inside. So this person in particular, Trudy, she is with an organization called We Are Not Your Soldiers. And she had signed up. We had gotten there early. Like the event started at 4. We were already outside by 3:30. And Trudy was like one of the first to try to get inside. So, before, they really started like cracking down, like she was able to get like pretty much inside. And what, there's a video that, you can either play this one. There's another video that I think is really good. That's on Twitter, where she just describes what she saw when she went inside, and we'll let her do the talking. This is the good one. It's very succinct.
I was there early, and I said that I wanted to get in. I wanted to take notes. I'm involved with an organization. I didn't tell them we are not.
Yeah, the audio only plays on the left side.
A giant sign of AOC, a giant picture when you walk in the lobby.
Propaganda.
And it's on purpose. It's to idolize these people.
Yeah, exactly. It's to idolize. It's to literally idolize them.
It's because that like politicians are the best celebrities. It's basically
while I was there.
Mythological
Also,
people now.
they were handing this out. U.S. Naval Academy, U.S. Air
Sick.
Force, U.S. Military
Sick.
Academy, Merchant Marines, Coast Guard Academy. And so it is obvious the whole lobby was filled with uniformed people,
Sick.
with cops, and with officers of the military. There were Army people. They were bringing in all of the papers. Shame to AOC to connect with this. Unfortunately, they told me that they changed the rules. At first, they said I could get in once all the students were seated, but then they said I had to leave.
Like I said, like I did not think, like especially when she was first running, that she was gonna be this bad.
No,
I had
and that's
no
that's
idea.
where we kind of like put
This
on the
is
tinfoil hat and
completely
like,
shameless.
was she CIA? Like, you know, go through that rabbit hole and like you kind of like,
She actually gets
was
to
she an
that
op? Like
in
maybe she
her-
was an op. You know,
This-
like she's still like one of my mutuals. He had a banger where he went down that rabbit hole, fucking rap game Ever Bernays, and like she actually put out a response on Twitter saying there's some people who seem to think that I was CIA and I wasn't a bartender, blah blah blah. Well, just to let you know, that's not true. And it's like at that point, like, come on, like, I don't know, like if you feel like you still have to put out stuff like that, I like have seen enough where like it seems to me where she's doing all the right things to make it into an op. You know,
What was she talking about here? Where she's now she's trying to defend her railroad strike, as if
This
that
was-
she's like, don't even get me started on that. with
Again,
this
it's
pump.
that gaslighting. She just
You-
begins
no,
with the
but, like,
gaslighting. Like,
no,
come
but,
on,
like-
you believe that?
It's the patronizing and the condescending attitude that bothers me the most. You're gonna give me this is a person that fucking votes for you, and you're saying don't even get me started on that facepalm. You should be explaining shit to your constituents and like your policy and why you're doing things and why you're breaking a railroad strike. You should have to explain to that. And she actually explained. Someone actually asked her if she was.
Yeah, that was from his post.
And she's like, she makes a joke. She's like, she's like, it's easier for people to believe this fantasy than to believe that a waitress and a daughter of two parents who themselves were born into extreme poverty could actually get elected into Congress.
So this is like the definition of like a straw man right here.
Yeah.
You know, she chooses like the you know, the fanatical, you know, because she'll choose something that has some true elements in it. And
she'll
then
take an extreme position and then make it out to be everybody who's against her.
Yeah, essentially. And this is like a really good example of it. So yeah, she snuck in through a side door to avoid us. There was a point in time where we split up into two groups. So we had one group blocking, or not blocking, but like standing near the entrance that we saw her go into. And then half of us kind of stayed in the front where we originally were. But this is a huge high school.
Right.
It's big enough for 4,000 people. So it's a massive school with multiple entrances. No way could we, you know,
yeah, exactly,
all of them, and you know, this is a huge building. So she ended up sneaking out through some back exit that we weren't able to really cover. And you know, I guess someone from AOC's team or AOC herself ended up sending out a Marine colonel to come outside and address us in lieu of AOC. So
what a joke, man.
Yep.
I had that. Yep. This is crazy.
Will you let him talk?
At least he's honest, this guy.
Let him talk.
Not your children, our children. There are other options in there. There's representatives from the city of New York. There's representatives from different colleges in New York.
That's
And not everyone will see
If
it.
that was true, AOC would have said
Wants to
that.
go into the military.
If that was true, AOC would have said that. Not once did AOC mention that.
That's why there's other options in there for the kids. Every
They all have their scripts handed to them.
And we were
Yeah,
there
exactly.
before the event started. So we saw everyone going in and out. And it was military recruiters. and people wearing military
like,
uniforms.
why draw that sort of attention? Like how? I mean, I know the recruitment is like really, really low. It's like Vietnam low, but like still, they're trotting out AOC. It seems like it's putting a big target.
Well, you know, it's low, but it's actually like affecting like the most like poorest communities the most, because a lot of people who are still anti-war, like just they have to go and for either education or job purposes.
So I also want to point out Rosa Maria in the behind the Colonel to show you the people that were at this demonstration. Rosa Maria is a long time Bronx activist. She is not an outside agitator, and she's not somebody in there that she's not somebody that you would want to paint as a predator like AOC did to not only her but to all of us.
They're like literally people from her community just like speaking out. Yeah, that's
exactly
so offensive. That's terrible. It's like just like taking your vote for granted.
Because I was invited. This is what I do. I live in the 14th district. I live right here. I live right here in the Bronx. Public school educated. PS 106, junior high school 127, and the great DeWitt Clinton High School, class in 1971. Okay?
Yeah, but these were better in school back then.
So, yes, it was. It was an all-boys school, and now I'm proud to say it's co-ed. So I was asked to be on the selection committee for the 14th Congressional District, where we review the applications for those high school students that want to serve and want to go into one of the service academies.
So basically the military. So basically you're signing up kids to go to get slaughtered.
So he's like, yeah, you know, kids just naturally just want to join the military. And
it's always reframed as like these are opportunities. They're services for you.
And the way that AOC's office, like the statement that they released in response to the Democracy Now! Video, they paint their this event as like a diversity and opportunities event, and we're just helping out the poor Black and brown youth of the Bronx, you know, make their way.
So cynical. It's so cynical.
It's elitist, and we're trying to break these elitist barriers and give them the opportunities to join the military.
So that's the way it is now. We're gonna start seeing who's next. We're gonna see Pramila Jayapal or freaking Cory Bush or somebody freaking doing these things, and they're gonna call them like
not
identity drives. They're just.
It's student services.
Who knows?
See, it's good for you. It's.
But like they're having to rebrand the military because the numbers are so bad. This is the fucking horseshit.
So look at the specific wording too. So this definitely was looked at was kind of like help. You know, a lawyer definitely helped draft this because she specifically uses there were no military enlistment officers there. Notice the specific language that she uses. So she's trying to get out of this by using a technicality like, well, they weren't military enlistment officers. All right, so they're probably called something else. They're called fucking recruiters. Okay,
yeah, they're recruiters.
Like,
exactly.
Why didn't you say there was no recruiters there?
Yeah, no. I think this is her just trying to score some penalty points on you guys. It's just like score out on a technicality. Just be like, oh, that goal never happened. Sorry,
Just deny, even though
there's no
everybody
way.
knows better. Just deny.
Yeah.
That's just awful. It's shameless. And she'll do it again.
Absolutely shameless.
Right. So yeah, I mean, look, look, I don't want to only make it about AOC. We had other goals while we were there as well. We really tried our best to educate students on alternatives to the military. So military recruiters typically will use, seeing the world, traveling the world, or free college as a hook to get students in. So we really wanted to inform students of alternatives. So we had a representative from an organization called IFCO, Pastors for Peace, and they're getting the word out on opportunities to study in Cuba, to go to medical school in Cuba for free. A lot of
No.
people don't know that that is an option for them. And you know, there were.
I have a friend that has a dentist in Mexico. It's just cheaper.
There's you know, there's some 32 countries or so that offer you know, free university or a very, very low cost university degree. So we you know, we have representatives there that were talking about those opportunities. And in addition to that, we also wanted to educate the students on the violence, especially the sexual violence that occurs. And you know, so yes, we, you know, I think, you know, this was a really good way to you know, further expose AOC's hypocrisy, because she's been exposed for so long at this point. This is just,
Right.
you know, like just like,
There's
added
no
to the
surprise there. Yeah, add it to the list.
add it to
Exactly.
the
This was
list.
really just like a step up to like the shame meter.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. This was, you know, like her mask has been on for a long time at this point, but you know, so yeah, this helped, I think, you know, more people really see her true intentions and her collaboration with the military, her collaboration with the police state.
So you don't think necessarily her like gaslighting is as effective as it used to be?
Well, I think she's still pretty effective. Again, she's more so like a celebrity at this point than, you know, because she doesn't really like talk about how she votes unless she gets criticized. Like,
Right.
I don't know if people are really
No,
understanding.
she has one of the worst records in Congress when it comes to legislation, because she doesn't.
She shouldn't be a
Nothing with her name
politician.
on
She should like, honestly, she can get a job on The View like that. She can go on any TV show and she could be an absolute all-star. Go be on CNN or something instead.
So
Mhm.
when
Wouldn't you do this?
AOC, yeah, when she won office, like within months of her winning office, I remember seeing an article that where her mother was interviewed, and her mother said like, AOC, you know, AOC's been wanting to be president since she was a teenager. Like, I really do think that she
Yeah.
is like truly like really wants to be like, you know, president, and she's willing to do anything to, you know, she's an opportunist. So she's just saying whatever she needs to say to, you know, to get
Sell out.
it,
Yeah.
and she's willing to lie, as she did in her Instagram live video, in order to protect her own career aspirations to one day be president. So, you know, I think that it's really important to, you know, continue you know, exposing AOC, exposing people like her, because she's not the only one. The whole squad are. Bernie Sanders are.
Bernie
Right?
Sanders.
They're all, you know, careerists and opportunists. But not only that, like, you know, the last thing is, you know, we really hope that, you know, for anybody here listening, that you're inspired to you know, hold your own demonstrations, your own protests whenever you hear about military recruiters in high schools. Because we know that military recruiters are not going to, you know, rich schools. They're not going to private schools, right? They really are targeting these low income Black and brown schools. This school in particular is 95% Black and Hispanic. It is also a majority female school. It is a performing arts school. So, you know, it's really insidious to bring all of these military recruiters to this school using your, you know, using your celebrity image as a draw, rather than bringing, you know, performing arts schools, theater programs, you know.
Right,
There's so
exactly.
many good ones in New York City. There's Pratt, there's NYU, there's School of Visual Arts, right? So why aren't they there, AOC? Why aren't you using your star power to bring, you know, you know, things that are relevant to what the kids are learning? So it's just,
She
really
can have an anti-war rally tomorrow if she wanted to.
Yeah. Her, Bernie, all of them. They could round up 1 million people easily if they want to.
But they're not going to. So the sooner that people realize,
Yes, exactly.
the better. Let's dump these politicians, and really let's just organize in the streets. Let's take the streets. You know, my theory of change is that we really need to get a mass movement into the streets to block the flow of capital. What that means is that we got to block
General
roads.
strike.
We got to block roads. We got to block airports. We got to block seaports. right? So once you start, you know, hitting them in their pockets, that's really when you start getting, you know, politicians, business owners to really actually respond to your demands.